Hey, you wanna get some coffee?
Sure, it's already 9:15, and you know we have class at 10.
Yeah, why not? It takes only 15 minutes.
No, this Starbucks always take at least 1 hour to get a cup of coffee.
Really? I've been to other Starbucks and it takes only 5 minutes.
Too long.
Hey guys,
Hey,
what you doing?
trying to figure out our Six Sigma project. Any ideas?
No, so sleepy.
Why didn't you get your morning coffee?
Nope, the queue's too long.
Why don't we use Starbucks as the Six Sigma project?
That's a good idea.
First, we define the problem. Why is service at Starbucks HKUST so slow? Ultimately, how can we improve the customer satisfaction through better service? We decided to compare two Starbucks branches with similar characteristics. The one at HKUST and the one at Causeway Bay. Next came the measure phase. "60 data points each were collected at HKUST and Causeway Bay. Data was collected during peak hours to ensure consistent measurement at both locations. Waiting time was measured after the customer collected their bill copy until they received their order. This data will be used for further analysis and possible improvement actions."
After we collected the data of Starbucks both in UST and Causeway Bay, we present the IMR chart on Minitab respectively to analyze the service time. By comparing two charts, the Starbucks in UST has a larger upper control limits and a smaller lower control limits than that in Causeway Bay, which means there is more service time in UST Starbucks, and the mean value also shows the same result. The chart of moving range actually shows the variance of individual service time, and both two Starbucks seems have large variance in data. But in fact, the Causeway Bay one shows a lower variance by comparing the lower control limit and MR bar.
After making the control chart, we make the capability analysis by using the upper control limit and lower control limit of Causeway Bay branch service time data. We use that as the upper specification and lower specification bound. We do this to find out if USD Starbucks branch can meet the capability of best-in-class branch in Hong Kong, which is Causeway Bay. We plot the data to the control chart and find out that UST data is out of control in some parts because some number of the data are constantly below the mean, and it shows that our measurement data is past the normality test. Then, let's have a look at the capability process analysis. If we look at the graph, we can see that UST branch data mean are slightly shift to the right from the middle of the specification. We also can see that some of UST branch data are exceed the upper specification limit, which means that some of the process cannot meet the standard of Causeway Bay branch data. Now we can focus on the value of CP, which shows the capability of the process, and CPK, which shows how the mean of the data is shifting from the center line. UST Starbucks have CP of 0.97 to meet the capability of Causeway Bay specification, which is still lower than 1.33 of the standard for the Six Sigma process capability. And the CPK shows the value of 0.8 that is slightly different from CP value, which shows that the service time mean is slightly shifted.
Next, we moved into the analyze phase.
From the box plot on the summary table below, we can see the difference between the branches of Starbucks. At the left, you can see Causeway Bay. At the right, you can see UST. Causeway Bay is half minute faster than the average of the UST. With this, we can conclude that UST slow serving time is due to the branch. We can attribute this to several possible reasons, for example, employee efficiency, different methods of processing orders, etc.
The second tool we use to identify the root cause of a long service time in Starbucks UST branch is cause and effect diagram, also known as fishbone diagram. In a service business like Starbucks, the 5P theory can be used to assist in identifying a root cause. Those 5P include pattern, provision, people, procedure, and place. By applying this theory to Starbucks, our fishbone diagram is presented here. For patterns, we focus on customer factor, which consists of number of customer, number of order per customer, order complexity that will directly affect the preparing time, and time spent by customer to order and do a payment. Next is the provision, which is mainly related to machine and material. The reason of long service time in this factor are quality and efficiency of the machine and tools, quality of raw material, and the efficiency of the system. The third factor is people or staff in this case. The two items in this factor are number of staff and skill of the staff. Procedure also affect in service time. The root cause account in this factor are complex and redundant procedure, unprepared ingredients, and wrongly allocation of staff to each service station. The last factor is the place, which can be a result of size and layout design. After our analysis, the factors affect the long service time in our project are number of staff, skill of staff, unprepared ingredients, and allocation of staff in each steps.
Moving to the implement phase. Under people, better allocation of staff. The number of staff for the given layout is sufficient. However, they are not allocated properly to tend to the bottleneck processes during peak hours to meet the demand. Ensure that the overlap of shifts during peak hours happens in a more efficient basis. That is, there's an overlap of at least 30 minutes between the two sets of staff. This will ensure continuity of the same level of service. Flexibility of staff positions. The staff members can be moved around from their assigned positions to support bottleneck areas during peak hours. At Causeway Bay, we noticed that 3 out of 7 staff were flexible. That is, they moved around to take up alternative functions during peak service times and eased out the delivery bottlenecks. Coming to procedures, employees can be trained to work efficiently in all areas. This will enable them to move around and shuffle responsibilities during rush hours, ensuring consistent service. Each one of them will certainly have specific areas of expertise which can also be leveraged when required and to train other staff members. Standards should be set and all employees must meet it in all areas of service. A performance training matrix can be developed to track the level of skills in each area and can be reviewed on a monthly basis. This will ensure an all-round development for employees and enable them to work more efficiently in any area they're deployed to. And finally, coming to the ingredients. Some of the more popular and fast-moving items can be semi-prepared in advance to reduce delivery time after the order is placed. Ready replenishment of fast-moving ingredients like milk, pre-prepared beverages, food items to minimize the waiting time. And we finally move into the control phase. Recommend that the HKUST branch use the Causeway Bay branch as an initial point of reference and benchmark for improvement. Thereafter, they can use best-in-class practices from the region to further improve their service times. We also recommend the use of check sheets in order to continuously monitor the process and identify areas which are potentially going out of control and leading to any delays in service times.
Oh, you got a Starbucks?
Thanks to you guys, I get my coffee faster.